Hola, we are back at it, and today we're going to be talking about our verbs like gustar. So first, we're just going to do a quick review of how our verb gustar functions, and then we're going to go into get some new verbs and some new information. So first of all, let's review gustar with a few examples. A Felipe le gusta ir de compras. Felipe likes to go shopping. ¿Te gusta la gorra? Do you like the hat? A mí me gustan esos zapatos. I like those shoes. Nos gustan la falda y el traje. And we like the dress and the suit. So if you'll notice, we've got some color coding going on. So please make sure that you take note of that. You might even want to revisit after we talk about our next slide. So let's talk about some rules with our verb gustar. So gustar does not function like a regular verb. The conjugation of our verb gustar depends on what it is that you're talking about, not who is doing the liking. Because literally what it translates to is to be pleasing to. But that sounds kind of funny to say in English. So, for example, we say, the hat pleases me. So if we're going to use our singular conjugation, gusta, we're going to use those anytime we've got a verb. It can be one verb or it can be multiple verbs. Or you're going to use gusta with singular nouns like la gorra. We're going to use gustan then if we've got multiple singular nouns like that last example, such as el vestido y el traje, or plural nouns such as esos zapatos. We also must use an IOP so we can identify who our subject is. And that IOP is that me, te, le, nos, os, or les. We always have to include an IOP with our verb gustar and verbs like gustar. And then finally, if you want to use someone's name or a subject pronoun to either specify who it is that you're talking about or emphasize who it is that you're talking about, you're going to need to use this personal I. You're going to need to use this a as well. I think this chart gives you some really good examples like a él or a Paula, a Marta y a mí. So I would spend some time maybe reviewing that very closely. Excuse me. All right, so getting to new information. Here's a list of other verbs that also function like our verb gustar. We've got encantar, which means to love. Literally how it translates to is to be delighted by, but that sounds, again, that kind of sounds funny in English. Fascinar, to be fascinated by. Importar, to be important to. Interesar, to be interested in. And quedar, which means to fit. So we'll use that one quite a bit with our vocab. Alright, so before we start looking at some examples, I really want you to process building your Spanish brain as you're working with these verbs. If you try to translate word for word into English, then your word order is going to be all messed up. So we're really building our Spanish brains when we're working with this activity. So me encantan las sandalias. I love the sandals. A mi hermano y a mí nos importa regatear en el mercado al aire libre. It's important to us, or it's important to my brother and I, to bargain in the open-air market. There we go. A Elisa le interesan la pulsera, el reloj y el cinturón. Luisa is interested in the bracelet, watch, and belt. Or we could say that the bracelet, watch, and belt are interesting to Elisa. Either one of those, you would say the same, it would be the same in Spanish. Notice that we use interesan in number 3 because we're talking about a list of things. We're using importa on number 2 because we've got a verb that follows, regatear. And then we've got encantan because we're talking about las sandalias, they're plural. I'm going to move myself back down here. Whoop. All right. This is not right. So first, I want you to take an opportunity in your practice. I want you to go ahead and hit pause. And I would like for you to not only tell me what the IOP and what the verb would be in the blank, but also tell me what it would mean in English. So go ahead and hit pause, and then we'll check your answers. Here we go. All right. Here are your answers. A Marta le encantan las pulseras. Since we've got Marta, our ILP is going to be le. Since we've got las pulseras, then it's going to be pulseras, then it's going to be encantan, plural. Number dos, or numero dos. Since we've got a T, then it would be te. And then we're talking about esos zapatos, so it would be quedan, plural. A nosotros would be nos. And then saber is a verb, so it would be importa. Numero cuatro, we've got a las chicas, so it would be les. And then since we're talking about estas sandalias, these shoes, it would be encantan. And then finally, numero cinco, we've got ella le. And then we've got interesa la moda. Since la moda is singular, fashion, then interesa is going to be singular as well. And then, again, the bracelets delight, or Marta loves the bracelets. Those shoes don't fit you well. It's important to us to know your opinion. The girls are delighted, or the girls love these sandals. And then fashion is interesting to her, or she's interested in fashion. Okay, and then I've got one last piece for you for your notes. I would like for you to write these sentences in Spanish. The libraries fascinate me, and I'm interested in the blue vest. So using our verbs like gustar and using that word order, I want you to put those sentences together. I will count your homework complete as long as you have those 2 sentences done. So if you don't have those 2 sentences, I will not give you your full credit for getting your notes done. Alright, so let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you guys in class. Gracias!